Hello there, my dear beautiful friends. Today I want to recreate this makeup look right here. This is me without any filters. I'll put it on the screen as well. It's just me smiling. Obviously my hair is curled here, as you can see. I'm not gonna bother curling my hair today. It's just natural as it is. But it definitely contributes to the Marilyn Monroe look when you curl your hair. Plus I'm gonna be wearing a wig today for the rest of my videos that I'm gonna be making about astrology, which is on my other YouTube channel that is linked down below for you guys. Today I'm going to be showing you basically how easy this can be. So I'm just gonna do the makeup look and I'll wear a wig. So I hope you don't mind my hair look, because the hair, it can really change your whole entire image. If you haven't seen my video where I curled my hair literally with the worst curling iron possible in under 10 minutes, but it came out looking not as good as this, but pretty much. I mean, it does make a difference, huge difference actually. So don't mind my hair. I will be using all the same products and showing you pretty much the same steps to this routine, and I hope you enjoy it. So just to start, from Haus I have this bronzer, which is in the shade Light Level 2. It's really great because it's buildable, so you can, and it's cool toned. You can literally chisel out your cheekbones and build it up. It's actually blurring too. It's very convenient, and you can even use it all over as your powder in the summer when you're very, very tan, and add more because it's buildable right here. And using one shade, you can actually build up a great look. You can even bronze yourself up all over during winter to look more tan with it, because it's so buildable again that if you add one layer, it's not going to be detectable, but it will make a difference. And if you add 3 layers, it's already a full-on matte bronzed look, and it has a velvet finish to it, so it's just perfect. It's really worth the money. Then for the glow, this highlighter right here I cannot get over. I tried many different ones, but this one is my favorite so far, and it matches my skin tone perfectly. This is the Miss Mercury by R.E.M Beauty by ARIANA GRANDE. Then this blush right here, the Cloud Crush blush by Too Faced in the shade Candy Clouds right here. This is absolutely stunning, and I cannot get over the smell. It smells better than anything. Let me take a sip of my coffee. I woke up like 5 hours ago. I already ate and I'm still like super sleepy. I don't drink coffee usually, I just drink tea, but this time I decided to make like half coffee, half hot chocolate. Usually makes me feel bad. Today I hope it's gonna make me feel better. It's actually giving me at least a bit of strength to talk to you. And this is the Diamond Bomb by Fenty Beauty. Mine is dirty already. I actually have a brand new one here, because my Sephora here in Italy, it's always out of this thing. So as soon as they have a restock, I buy like three of them. Diamond Bomb, but she has 2 shades as far as I know. How Many Carats? This is the white one. The other one is rosy. And this one has a lot of shimmers in it. So I'm not gonna open the brand new box, because then I'll get confused on what is what. I have a lot of makeup. Now the mirror is super duper dirty, but I use this as the eyeshadow topper basically, because this shimmer, you cannot find it in any kind of eyeshadow. It looks wet, but it feels dry and weightless on the eyes. And I'm not a big fan of putting like sparkles and shimmers on your actual skin and face, because that will make you look just cheaper in my opinion, unless you're really going for that look, but that's a rare occasion. You usually want just a bit of glow, because wherever you put lighter tones or more glowy tones, that's the area that's gonna look visually larger to the eye. And wherever you put matte, dark, cool toned shades, actually warm toned also like amplifies, cool toned, matte and dark makes it smaller. So wherever you want to create shadows or like chisel out your cheekbones, right here, for example, I have a heart-shaped face, as you can see, and whenever I put it right here on the temples, just makes this part larger and actually makes it perfect heart. And that's what you can notice here on the image. I swear, no filters, no editing whatsoever. It's like this, like it's evening. The lighting is a bit weird here, it's colored, but look at how good I look. The lipstick that I used, here it is. This is the Haus Labs liquid lipstick, not sure, Atomic Shake Lip Lacquer, and this one is in the shade blue red, so the cool toned red. I bought all the shades that she has of this so far, but this one right here is the one that matches me better, because the warmer ones, they make me look older and it's just uglier, because I am very, very cool toned naturally, like super cool toned. If you can see, my undertone is actually purple. My veins are purple. My nails, I have nail polish on, but they are purple. My eyes, they're blue, aquamarine, but whenever it's like artificial lighting, like right now, or when I'm not exposed to sunlight, they can look a bit grayish, because you know the pupils, they enlarge and you can't really see the color of the eye. Here on the picture, I can't really see the color of the eyes, but I mean, at least a little bit, even though it's nighttime. I don't know how did the phone capture it so well, but the thing that I love about this specific lipstick is that it dries down completely, so it does not transfer. It's a liquid lipstick. You do have to shake it though to activate the formula, but it works perfectly. And this shade specifically is my favorite, because I don't know why, but the other shades, they just, maybe I didn't shake them well enough when I tried them. This formula, for some reason, is like, it works the best for me, the feel of it, but it's really just a slight difference, and just very, very, like, sensitive with my skin in general. Can't even wear SPF unless it's a specific cream that I like, and I'm gonna tell you about it more closer to summer. I have it, I just don't think it's relevant right now. So stay tuned and subscribe, please support me and this channel. It really, really warms my heart. So the thing that I love about this is that it dries down like a very, very shiny lipstick. Like you can see right here that the reflection of light, it reflects light, literally. It dries down very, very shiny, and I did overline my lips here using just this thing and nothing else. And as you can see, they are slightly larger, slightly overlined right here. I hope you can tell. But yeah, even though it's shiny, because usually when you overline, you want to keep it matte, because otherwise it will be visible, like your natural lip shape, it will shine through, because it's not like super flat. It actually has a bit of a bend usually, so it shines through. If you keep it matte, it's gonna be invisible to the eye, undetectable kinda, but when it shines, it's usually detectable. In this case, it's not. Like, it's crazy how it reflects lighting. It's not just a good picture in general, nobody could tell. And tell me, can you tell that I have false lashes on? No, right? Because I used some really undetectable ones. Now, a year and a half ago actually, I made the mistake of ripping off my eyelashes, like false lashes. I took them off a little bit too soon, like the glue didn't melt quite yet, and I ended up accidentally stripping off both my natural lashes that were super long. Like, I'm gonna try to find a picture right now for you to see. You can probably see on my Instagram the way that they used to look. It was just crazy. I'm not sure if I can find one from back in the day, but I'll try. Oh, they used to be so long, like right here, for example, this is from my Instagram. This right here, these are my natural lashes with one coat of mascara. I was actually really lazy. It's nighttime as well here, but look at how crazy they look. They used to be so long. So I got myself, let me show you, this lash growth serum. Now what's it called? It's Vera lash and brow growth serum. This is like $3 on Amazon. I got a bunch of these actually a couple of months ago, and I started using them. Now I keep it under my pillows. This way, whenever I'm falling asleep, before I fall asleep, I open it and put it like you have to put it on the skin where your eyelashes are growing from, so really close to your eyes but not in your eyes, you know. It's like some sort of hormones, if I'm not wrong, but I might be wrong. And it really helps to speed up the growth of your lashes. It's crazy. I'm not joking, it works. Like they did get much longer, and I know this because when I had these long lashes, I used to use the serum. Like I used it for a year, and then my lashes were up to here, like natural lashes. They're blonde, you can't really see them, but I mean, it's worth the consistency of doing it, because it costs coins, but then you actually get gorgeous, beautiful lashes after all. And then if you have a struggle with your eyebrows, because I shaved mine underneath, right here, usually they're like this thick. Naturally, I just shaved them because they were getting a bit too large, like bushy, too much. But you can put it on your eyebrows. The reason why I'm not doing this right now, because it does take a while to absorb into your skin. It's because basically after it's absorbed into your skin becomes a little itchy because the hairs are growing so fast. And whenever something is growing, like your teeth, you know, when they were growing, you were a child, it used to be like itchy. Whenever something is growing very, very fast, it becomes itchy. And so I do it right before I fall asleep, because while I'm asleep, I can't really notice a little itch. And by the time that I wake up, there's no more itch. So I'm not gonna do it right now because I'm gonna put makeup on top, and I don't want to be scratching my eyes all the time before my brain is not working. Like while I'm doing my videos, I don't want to be ruining my makeup by scratching my eyes. So I'm gonna go put this back underneath my pillow and be right back, and we're gonna actually get into this makeup. I hope I didn't talk too much, and I hope you enjoy this kind of content. If you want me to recreate this look as well, let me know. I'm not sure if I actually do have all the products, but back then I was much skinnier, like 20 pounds less. Right now I gained a lot because like right now it's spring. Back in fall, like in November, I remember I started eating a lot, like a whole lot, like too much, all in one sitting right before falling asleep every single night. And I won't go for a walk, like it's crazy. I will go for a walk maybe once a week, and that was until like New Year's. And then I started having problems with my blood pressure because of some stress actually caused by some personal family circumstances. So I was like, it was crazy basically. My blood pressure, I had to take some blood pressure lowering medications, and now I just stopped eating completely. It's been a week now that I ate only twice and this small of portion each time. I still keep eating pasta because it's my favorite meal. Of course, I eat it with vegetables, with beef, with fish, with whatever. But I like to eat specifically pasta because you still need carbohydrates in your system, like bread or rice or pasta. Pasta is my favorite because it's warm and it's nice, it's soft, and it's delicious. Yeah, I'm gonna put this back and I'll be right back. And by the way, since I'm talking to lots of different people, I do need to make this disclaimer that I am losing weight because my perfect weight is 20 pounds less than what I have now. I feel my best. It's easier for me to breathe. My blood pressure never bothers me when I'm in my perfect weight, which is 116 pounds. And I'm 5'9". So, like, think about it. I'm still young, so my bones are very lightweight. That's why that's the weight that's perfect for me. In the meantime, I'm gonna be putting on this Arnica cream. I'm pretty sure you can find it anywhere. By the way, Haus Labs, I have her concealer. I'm gonna show you now. This one right here, when I got it from her website, it was all sold out. Like all the colors besides this one that could possibly match my shade. And this actually matched it's a bit too peachy for me, like a bit too warmish, too orangish. So it matches my mother better because that's her perfect skin tone. She's a bit warmer than me. But it is in fact in the shade 05 Peach. It's called Fair Peach. Yeah, but just for you to see, in case you were curious, it's the doe foot applicator, very similar to some very expensive ones. If I'm not wrong, Tom Ford has a concealer with a similar doe foot applicator. It's a great concealer. The problem is that I feel like I'm allergic to it for some reason, and this does contain arnica inside. It helps with depuffing, but it does disrupt the makeup underneath. Like in her formula, obviously it doesn't because it's made for makeup. But just arnica like this, it can add as a very tacky, what's it called? Oh, primer. Yes, I hate primers because my skin is very delicate. For my nose not to get congested while I'm talking a lot, I'm just gonna put it here. It also helps with your head's blood pressure. It lowers it and it relaxes your muscles. It's really, like, it's great for athletes whenever you get those muscle spasms or just muscle pain because you're tired. And when you put it on the back of your neck and your shoulders, it feels like you just got a massage. It's that good. It obviously reduces bloating. It's good for bruises, to make them go away, because it reduces blood flow to that specific region, relaxes the muscle, and then does also something else. It's also used with whenever you have some nerve damage, with pain management. But it helps very little in that case. You should see a professional always. Now I'm doing this. I'll wait for it to absorb. I really massage it in because I get congested whenever I talk a lot. Like really congested. It doesn't matter how many like nose drops I put in my nose, it doesn't really help me. So even though my makeup might look less flawless than here, for example, I didn't have any arnica on my face. And keep in mind, I was skinnier, so if I do like this right now, like you see, the 20 pounds, which is like 10 kilograms, they're showing, maybe 8 kilograms, whatever. They're showing, and they're, like, I feel them. I can't really see it on my body unless you literally see me on the beach, you know, like something like that. But, it just affects my health, so that's why. If you feel good in your own body, then you should not be worried about anything. And I, by the way, get told a lot that I look better when I gain more weight. They don't understand why, because I honestly think that the truth is that I look best in this shape when I feel my best. Like, come on, don't I look good here? Maybe a bit too skinny, no? I don't think so. So okay, we're going to be recreating this makeup look right here today, because I really want to use this beautiful lipstick. There it is. This is the other shade, one of the other shade. I just grabbed it by Haus Labs. There's some mascara on it. This one is, yeah, whatever, it's the pink shade. She only has one pink shade, and this one is a bit too warm for me. But if I put a very thin layer on, like dab it off a little bit, since it dries off completely, it acts kind of like a lip gloss, because again, it dries down, not matte but glossy. Very thin layer, it actually is good. It adds a bit more like color to my lips. But today we're going full force with this beautiful shade that matches my outfit as well, and with a wig, beautiful blonde wig. It will cover up all of my like untoned hair, which is disgusting, honestly. Yeah, I didn't get a good toner. It's looking terrible. It's purple shampoo effect of hair. Yeah, So I'm gonna start doing my makeup, and I hope that you like it. For this makeup specifically, what I did is I took the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray, Party All Night, Stay All Day. And this one is a prep and set, so you can use it as a primer as well. It just smells very good. It's great, but I personally don't like using setting spray on my finished face because it creates those drops that just, your makeup starts coming off, weird texture. But for me not to be touching up with powder every single second, which happens if I don't use this, I'm gonna be using it underneath my concealer, and I'm only using the concealer all over my face. This is the Tarte Shape Tape original concealer. I made the mistake of buying the Radiant formula. Is this the, Radiant? When I was repurchasing this, I made the mistake of getting this thing instead. I don't know how, like I was so focused on getting my shade right, which is right, but the Radiant formula, it's so liquidy, it's sheer, it's not even medium coverage, it's really hard to build it up no matter how much powder I mix into this. The amount of pigment is really low. It's disgusting because it makes no sense. It's just disgusting. I really regret that because I have a full thing here that I'm not going to use for sure. And this full coverage one I'm running out of, so I have to go and repurchase it. And I can't exchange it because I noticed that way too late. Whatever. So I'm gonna be putting this all over my face, blending it out with a new sponge. I'm gonna be opening this Amazon package, which I already kinda opened, but I don't want you to see my kind of labels. Cover it like this. But I'm gonna be opening some huge beauty blenders that I want to try, because I basically wanted to purchase the James Charles painted sponge, but I saw that the shipping might take up to 21 business days, that's more than a month, to Europe, which is very, very bad. So I thought I would just get some from Amazon and see how I like the larger shape. And I'll see if the quality is just as good as my regular beauty blender. By the way, where is my... there it is, I think, yeah. So this is a dry beauty blender that I need to go wet. And we'll compare the sizes in my shorts, or if you want to see it on TikTok, it will be posted there as well. So I'll go film that, and I'll be back with doing actual makeup here. Okay, you guys, let's get back to the video. I will put a sneak peek of the shorts here, so you don't have to look for it in case you're watching this video years from now and you don't want to go look for this thing. And basically, this is the wet huge sponge. This is the wet beauty blender. This is the dry huge sponge. There they are in comparison, and I'm gonna be doing my makeup with this thing. So it's not like the exact recreation because I used a beauty blender in this for that makeup basically. But the thing is, with the beauty blender, it's the best sponge that you can possibly use for the perfect texture. It's like, it's gonna be flawless. It's gonna be like natural, perfect skin. Some sponges that are like this, that you get from Amazon for cheap, they tend to make your makeup look awful because it doesn't blend well. So this is what we're going to be testing in this video. And I'm going to be also showing you lots of good stuff, basically good products. And this thing, I'm sorry, this one, it comes in this beautiful box that I opened in the shorts. It's nice with flowers here. And it comes with this stand that I want to open right now. It's a stand for your sponge, so you can basically let your sponge stand in this thing, like this. Because whenever you put it inside, like the beauty blender comes with that thing that I threw away, because it accumulates bacteria. When you put a wet thing inside of a locked capsule, it spreads bacteria. So I just store my beauty blender in a dry, clean paper towel in my makeup bag so it can breathe, so it's actually disinfected. This one I only used once after washing it in the laundry on very high heat. In fact, it was pink before, but I washed it next to a blue towel, so it turned baby blue, and that's a cute way to color your beauty blenders, because at a certain point you have to wash it, and I cannot squeeze all the soap out once I start soaping it up. So I just put it in the laundry with something that is not too dirty. Of course, don't wash your shoes with your beauty blender in the laundry, come on, that's disgusting. But if you're washing a towel that you're using for your face, for example, or your body that is relatively clean, but you still want it to be extra clean, if you put it on a high heat setting, this is what happens, it colors your sponge. So that's a cute way to color them. And this on top is my foundation from the last video. In case you're wondering, my favorite foundation is the Clinique Stay Matte Oil-Free Foundation right here. I have a bunch of them, different colors too. My perfect shade match is the CN10 Alabaster, and the perfect shade match for when I'm very tan is the CN40 Cream Chamois, or whatever it is. These are the colors. I know they look more yellow, but it's my perfect match for some reason. They are cool toned, like from neutral to cool, more cool than neutral, you know what I mean? Because there's people who are cool toned, but they tend towards neutral, so you still want to use a cool tone shade to perfectly match them, but it's not as bad as me. And I have a purple undertone, so you really want something cool with rosy undertones, because cool undertone equals blue, rosy is pink, pink and blue make purple, and that's my natural undertone, which is crazy. And this is what these foundations have. They don't have any oils, because if you put some oil on your face, any oil, you'll notice that it starts irritating you the longer you keep it on. At least with naturally sensitive skin, you will notice that. I'm not sure if it's for everybody, but I'm pretty sure that it is. At a certain point it is. The only thing good about putting oil on your face is when you have a thick layer of makeup. If you just put a little bit of olive oil, one that you use to cook or eat, just a little bit in your hand, and you rub it all over your face, and then, but have a clean wet wipe. It can be a makeup wipe, it can be a baby wipe. I use baby wipes because they're more effective than makeup wipes, because you really don't want it to get it in your eyes, because it's gonna burn, because it's oil and it has a different pH and it burns your eyes. But if you just rub it all over your face and right away wipe it off with a baby wipe like I do, and then immediately pull up with a good cleanser, wash it off, and then maybe use some soap that is good for your face, that is a bit stronger than a cleanser, because the cleanser, it cleanses your pores, but it doesn't really remove the dirt. Like soap is for dirt, cleanser is for actually cleaning your pores. And that's my quadruple cleansing method, because it's double cleansing when I'm washing my face, but it's also double cleansing with the oil. It's much cheaper than face oils that are like makeup removing oils. They're just this much and it costs a lot, and it doesn't do as good of an effect as the olive oil. You get a whole bottle for $20 like that, the best quality. You just use less than a tablespoon on your face and all the makeup melts off. But I want to try this foundation right here. I'm gonna put it on the screen for you to see. I wanna order it because it's the most pigmented foundation in the world, most full coverage, and I really need that right now. I don't know why. So I'm gonna put these away. It's cool that it comes with 3, so you don't have to reorder it like every month or so. Whenever you're like already tired of your beauty blender, I'm gonna put it back into the Amazon box, and I'm gonna show it to you because I don't wanna be covering these labels again. Yeah, I like this color because it matches my skin perfectly. Okay, so here you have to be very, very fast with these things. Let me put my regular beauty blender away in a dry paper towel, even though I wet it. I just put it like this in my makeup bag, and it stays very, very clean. What I did is I shake this thing up, the Charlotte Tilbury, and I have my concealer ready. You can really tell that my coffee kicked in because I just started talking much faster and much more actively. Now have your foundation, concealer, whatever it is, ready. While your face is wet, you have to apply it and blend it out. This way it's gonna just be glued to your face. It's gonna be perfect. You won't even need a powder, but I will powder my face obviously once, but I will not have to retouch it every 5 minutes like I do without the spray. And it's actually flawless, but if I spray it on top, it's not, so that's a weird thing. This is the best quality that you can get out of a setting spray, let's be honest. It's Charlotte Tilbury. Being very generous with it while it's still wet. The reason why I'm doing concealer is because there's really no need for foundation. I'm not even going out, like I'm literally sitting here and filming videos for the next 5 hours or so, I don't know. And then I'm washing this all off, so if I were to be going out, I would be putting a layer of foundation first, then spraying it like this, but even more generously. That's what I did in this makeup look. Now I can feel it drying, so just need to add some more, like a lot more, and start blending this thing out. Adjust my mirror so I can see what I'm doing. Adjust the camera as well so you can see a bit more of my forehead. And I'll get, where is it? Let's see. This is a clean mirror right here with my translucent powder by Kiko. This is, like, I recently cleaned the mirror so I can actually see very well how it's blending. And I'll let you know if the sponge is worth getting. Yeah. It's blending nicely. I definitely feel like that this is a body sponge, like to blend out your body makeup, not your face makeup, because it feels much more tough on your face. It's kind of like harder, but it's also huge and it's a little less textured than your regular beauty blender. Look at how well it blended everything out, and its absorption rate is less, so it's absorbing less product, definitely. And I don't know if I'm mistaken here, but I feel like it blended everything better than a beauty blender does. I don't know why. Maybe because it did it faster. Let's go with another layer. Now this first layer is the grip layer, and it's already dry, kinda, almost, like maybe 60% dry for sure. It's drying in seconds. So now the second layer will be sitting on top, but it's not fully dry. It's kind of like putting on nail polish, you know. You want your first layer to be thin and dry, but not completely dry, so that it acts like a primer, a grip for the remaining, like, other 5 layers or so, so that they look all flawless and it all grips together. So it's kind of the same principle here. I also have pimples. That's really annoying. I'm running out of my concealer. I need to go repurchase it. This is quite annoying. I really don't want to be using that Radiant formula because it will ruin the whole thing. I really don't want to be doing that. Okay, let's blend out my second layer. To be fair, I'll keep using this sponge, even though I'm tempted to use a beauty blender for the second layer. Now, now this one is really absorbing less, yet it's blending everything out. It's kind of like using your fingers, but using a beauty blender, you know what I mean? It's easier. It's easier. It doesn't absorb as much, just like your fingers. They don't absorb at all, and they warm up the product, so it really blends into your skin better than with a sponge. You're really better off put it on your makeup with your fingers only, honestly, the liquid stuff, but it's way more comfortable and satisfying to do it with a beauty blender, obviously. thing is that the beauty blender, it absorbs more product. And I know, I'm pretty confident, I have this theory now that is coming up in my head, that the beauty blender is so actively sold at Sephora, not just because it's good, yeah, the quality is really great, but also because it absorbs lots of product. And guess what happens when your sponge that is so trendy that everybody has and so you're tempted to get and use is absorbing a lot of your product. Yes, it's giving you the best effect possible, but it's also absorbing a lot. What happens? You waste more product and you repurchase it more often. So I can see why beauty blender is always there at Sephora. Now I usually will need 5 layers of this, but this is my 3rd layer and I think it will be the last one, because really it absorbed maybe 1/3 of what my regular beauty blender absorbs. If I were to blend it with my fingers, just let me show you for a second. The coverage is supreme already, but I'm kind of disgusted by this. Like, I don't like my fingers to be dirty with foundation. It's too much for me. And to blend it all out, the texture isn't quite perfect with the fingers. You really have to dab forever with your fingers, which I don't like doing. With this huge sponge, it blends everything instantly. It doesn't absorb that much product. It costs coins in comparison to other things, and you can get it on Amazon. Now, I'm going to be linking exactly the one that I got in the description down below. But this one I got from the Italian Amazon store because it's free shipping and it got here in 2 days. But I'm pretty sure that you can find the same one in the American store as well, or something even better, like an alternative. Just make sure that in the images of the product description on Amazon, they have something like holding it in the hands, an image of them holding it in their hands. Because if they're not, it's most likely not going to be huge. Or try just searching body makeup sponge, and it should come out like huge, big sponge. Because I think that this is what it is. Now you see, it did absorb a bit of, had to scratch my nose for a second. It did absorb a bit of product, but it's really blending out everything nicely. And I can tell that my pores, yes, they are showing up as always, because I am allergic to primers, and because I didn't exfoliate in a while, but they're showing up less than they did last time with the beauty blender. This thing on my nose. Okay, so guess I'm gonna go for a little dot of foundation here because the pores are just bothering me too much. What foundation does is it covers up the pores, and foundation, the specific one, I actually blend out with my fingers, and I don't mind that at all. And I just go over with the sponge a little bit to blend it in. Should be looking perfect at this point. Let's see. Yeah. The best part of the sponge is that you can actually use multiple sides. Now, I'm pretty sure that on camera, this perfect, beautiful powder right here, Makeup Forever Ultra HD, which makes your face flawless. On camera, it does give flashback Mary with flash on. Makes your face look white, even though it's not, whatever your skin tone is. Since I'm going to be filming videos and the lighting can a little make it, I don't know, it varies. I'm not using flash obviously, but I will avoid it. I'll just use this Fenty Beauty. Look at how much product there is. It's a lot. There is 28 grams, which is almost 1 ounce of product. This is in the shade 2 Butter Pro Filter. It's called Pro Filter Setting Powder. I love this powder, and I'm gonna do something nice. I don't know, I usually use like this brush right here, which is very fluffy. It kind of makes it fly and stick to your face. But I'm gonna do an experiment today again. Maybe if I use this side, like this side will be for the wet, this side will be for the dry, and I'm wondering if I should do that or not. Let me just try. Okay, let me try and dip it into the powder. Got a lot of powder. Let me see what happens. So I spilled this powder all over the place already. Let's see. By the way, if you want to see it up close, literally, you can't really Facetune your face on video. I'm really showing it to you up close in 4K, really close. I'm coming close, I'm not even zooming in. You can see my pores for sure, but overall, it's great. And for Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, this is great. Now let's see what happens. I'm gonna try to stay close. Yeah, I guess it happens. Let's try it on this side of the face. If I go over with this once again on top, I feel like it's a bit too heavy of a layer and I'm wasting too much powder, so I'm just gonna go in with my regular method, which is this. And then I'm gonna actually take a bit more powder and really press it in using this. Because the best way to apply powder is with the sponge actually. I have the powder puff here to smooth it. That's when it's better for foundation powders actually. Setting powder, this. And actually it depends, because there's foundation powders, like for example there's the Too Much powder, drugstore by L'Oreal, that I love absolutely, and I use the lightest shade in the cool tone. And guess what? It's perfect because it's so fine. It's kind of like a setting powder, but it's in a compact. It's really thin, but it still gives you some pigment and some coverage. It's crazy how good that powder is. And this powder by Fenty Beauty, it mimics that powder. It's a bit more, like, it's a bit slightly maybe thicker, but it's still very powdery. It has a bit less coverage maybe. Plus it's in the shade Butter. It's not like they have this super cool toned shade, so it does make the face a bit more neutral toned overall, but I can still go in with the wetness of my face product, which is a little more cool toned, and bring it back to life kind of. Excuse me for my congested nose, I did my best, but it's still very congested. I can take a sip of coffee, let's see if it helps. Hello? No way. No way. Yeah, a little. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Now I'm just continuing to blend. Look at my face now that it's set. Let me make my light a little brighter now that I got used to it a little. Now, in this picture right here, I did my eyebrows. Basically, first I went in with a brow pencil. This one specifically, it's by Cinecittà, which is an Italian brand. It's kind of a mix between a blonde and a taupe. It's a very light taupe color, so it's a very gray blonde. It's really good, but I don't feel like using it on my brows today because it's gonna make them too dark. And then on top I went in with this Anastasia Beverly Hills brow pen in blonde, which is the perfect color for me. Like right here at the start it was mostly this, the brow pen, and here it was brow pen on top of the eyebrow pencil. Now I am sitting in front of the camera, so my eyebrows will be visible whichever way. Here it was night time, so unless I did that, you won't be able to even see my eyebrows. You see at the tip here, at the start, I only used the brow pen, and from afar you can't really see it that much because it's dark outside. Now here I got all the lighting in the world, so I'm only using this brow pen. Try to come again as close as possible to the camera. I'm not sure if I can do that. Well, maybe I can. Let me just see if I can show you how I do it. I wanna rest your elbow somewhere, or maybe not, whatever is more comfortable for you. Usually lean backwards, and that's what helps me, so I can't do it really like that. So very little strokes, because this is a marker, remember, and if you did too much, you just dab it a little bit, but it will be there, and it dries down like an eyeliner. So, outlining this shape, and obviously overdrawing my lips, my eyebrows a little bit higher up and outward. In fact, it's easier with the eyebrow pencil first, because you can always wipe it off in a second. This thing you really need to have experience and really see the shape that you're going to draw when it's not even there yet. Now, naturally the brows are darker at the bottom and right here, so that's what you want to kind of recreate when you're doing this. I got so much powder. It's the powder that I spilled earlier. Here I want to make it a little bit higher up, because the brow hair is a little short. I'm gonna draw some in as well. So they're so like thin that it's hard to see. And dab it with my finger so it's not too much. And try to really like make it look natural as much as possible. It's not really possible. But with the clean side of my sponge that has no product on, see, it kind of absorbed a little bit, so that helps if you're making mistakes, which I am not really, but I'm just pressing too hard, I feel like. Again, I didn't have enough coffee, which I never drink, but I didn't even have tea. I just went straight in for coffee, because I wasn't going to do it with some tea today. But coffee also makes your hands shake a little. You gotta be careful with that. I really hope I'm not annoying you with making such a long video. I'm gonna speed up through my eyebrows. Basically, you do understand what is the idea here. So I'll just speed it up and be right back with the eyes, because I really don't, or the face, whatever. I don't want to bore you too much. Now, my main problem with the eyebrow products is that the pencil will come off your eyebrows. So my eyebrows are barely visible already. We'll brush them though. They're barely visible already. They don't need any brow gel because they stay in place. The thing is that it always comes off right here for some reason. I don't know why, but it comes off during the day, and then you can't even see my eyebrows. So I either have to carry the eyebrow pencil with me to do some touch-ups, or this wonderful product, which is really great because it's so thin, and plus you see how it is, like you can make a thick stroke. Like, let me do it here where it's not really visible. You can do a thick stroke, you can do a thin, very thin stroke, see? Like, really thin and really light. Here I exaggerate it a little bit, but I can fix it like by giving it some more depth. This thing will not come off, like it dries down and you can rub your fingers on your eyebrows, it will not come off. And for me, having blonde eyebrows that from far away they're not even visible, especially at night, this is a lifesaver. And with a brow pencil underneath, I can really make my eyebrows be very like multi-dimensional, as in this picture right here. So as you can see, it's night time, so my eyebrows were actually darker than they are right now in this picture. Like this star at this beginning was the same, but here there was also pencil. But again, you see that they're barely visible at night time. So I really appreciate this brow pen by Anastasia Beverly Hills. Thank you. It's a lifesaver. Another really cool trick that I learned when I was very young, when I was just starting to do my makeup, when you're doing your eyebrows, you have to tilt your head so that the lighting is hitting differently and make different face expressions when you're not sure about the shape. Because once you become sure about the shape, it's not really that necessary. You can verify. Because if you make like a weird face expression and you see that your eyebrow is making your face look stupid, then maybe correct the shape. But if, like, whenever you're doing, you know your shape, if you know your shape, you can still tilt your head a bit backwards and you can see that the lighting is hitting differently and you're seeing some hollow spots that you weren't seeing when the head was tilted like that, for example. That helps to really even it out and make it look natural, because that's what we're trying to do here. Perfect. See? Well, almost. Again, it's all about the lighting, and the lighting will hit you in infinite amount of ways. So just try to do all the angles that you possibly can, but overall tilting it up, down and to the sides should do the trick already. I'll do the other side very sped up and try to match to this brow. I'll just make you notice one thing, that this eyebrow is a bit lower than this naturally. The eye is also, like the whole face is a little bit lower, slightly. So I obviously overdo this eyebrow a lot. The other one I'm not even going to overdraw. Sometimes I overdraw both, but this one I overdraw more because it's a little lower. But it depends, because when I'm making different face expressions, this can be a bit higher. I can raise both eyebrows. Yeah, let me do this one. And obviously this is a huge must, to draw your strokes in the same direction that your natural eyebrow hairs grow. So brush them ever so slightly and follow that direction. Don't be drawing like different directions. But for example, if the eyebrow hair is tilted like that, if you draw it from here to there, it will be natural. But if you feel more comfortable doing the opposite direction, just pressing lightly on top and more heavily on the bottom, you can do it. Just make sure that you put a couple of the correct ones in between. It all depends on your personal preference. By the way, my complexion is looking perfect. I did not need to powder it. It's been 10 minutes, so the sponge definitely passed the test, and it actually overdid the expectations. So I highly recommend it. I will link it down below for you guys. Now, whenever I feel like I'm missing coverage, I just take my foundation powder. Now, let's see if I can find it. By the way, I have a very old one that I was talking about, the True Match by L'Oreal. C1, that's the shade right there. This one is a very good powder, like it's actually perfect, like it's super thin. It makes your makeup perfect. You don't even need a setting spray with it. But yeah, it's hard to find if you're not in the US, obviously. Here is the Matte Fusion Processed Powder by Kiko. And this one is in the shade 07. It's the most cool toned one that they have. And with this Kiko makeup puff, I can try and add a little more coverage, which I don't need to. And right here, for example, I really scrub it, like scrape it, you know, and dab it. It gives a bit more coverage, but then again, I'm gonna go in with a sponge and press it in, and then with the Fenty Beauty powder, try to set it in as much as possible. Because foundation powder is still foundation. And if you want the perfect one, honestly, the one that gives the best finish, the one that is, it's this one right here. It has a velvet / matte finish, but it's more velvet than matte. It's the HD Skin Matte Velvet Foundation Powder by Makeup Forever. Makeup Forever is the best. I have it very nice and clean, as the mirror that is clean. But as you can see, I've used a lot of this powder. The finish is fantastic. It comes with this thing that is quite damaged already, but it's just the best. Like, if you want to look good in person, use that one. It's just that you do have to do touch-ups pretty often, because unfortunately it's a foundation powder. It does not ever self-set. It just gives the finish that it gives, and then your natural pores and oils just start to peek through. So I know you came here for Haus Labs. So let's see this bronzer. I have different brushes for the bronzer. This one right here is a collaboration of Disney with Kiko. It's cute, it's synthetic, which is good for powders, it's fine. It's good for liquids as well. This one, I feel like it chisels out the cheekbones very well. And this side is really good to do some like lip contour in case you do nose contour. But today I want to try a new one. So this is a set that comes in this bag, which is fake leather, yes, but I mean, they even give you this thing, a makeup case. I have quite a few brushes here, face brushes that I didn't get to try yet. I tried their like eye brushes. I have quite a few. This is Natural Gold Bristol brushes. They're from Amazon. And face brushes, there's 3 of them right here. I want to see which one is the one for my bronzing. This one's looking a bit large. This is kind of like the medium-sized one, I feel like. If you put them side by side, this is slightly larger. It's a bit more flat too. Not sure if this one is gonna be better for bronzing or for... I feel like doing my bronzing with this one. I really like something more rounded. Again, this one is rounded, as you can tell, hopefully, that it is rounded, the shape. But it's also elongated, so it's very easy to create the shape that I want. Just want to try the quality of these brushes because they're perfect. They really pick up powder like nothing else. Will this be too small? I might just use the larger one. I'm just afraid that I'm gonna like it more for powder. This is a huge one, and it's a bit flat too. It's flat and round. This is great for powder, for blush. I'm gonna try this big one. What am I gonna try it for? Because I know I have the Saks Fifth Avenue brush, which I'm pretty sure that it's natural bristles. I don't think that this is synthetic, but it's, come on, it's Saks Fifth Avenue. This one's pretty old, but it works like magic. There's nothing better than this brush, honestly. It's a really thick fan brush. I really like it for highlighter. This one, can I possibly use this one for bronzer? It's gonna be too large. I also want to try it because this one right here, let me just show you on this side, let's see, because it's buildable anyway. There is nothing there, right? But if you keep going over it, over and over, you will start seeing it. See? And I applied it very not carefully really, but it is clearly there. And I like the shape because it really can help me outline everything that I need to. Now on this side, let's try with this large brush. Not even going to the top end of the axis. Let's see if it does any difference. Because this bronzer is really buildable, but I'm wondering if the brush is just not picking it up correctly. Let's see. Oh my god, I'm not even sure if this brush is better or worse in this case. I'm not seeing the bronzer, maybe because the shape of the brush is not really defined and it's getting in my eyes. Let's try the blush with this one. So blush I normally apply with this brush right here because it fits the shape perfectly. It smells amazing. So you see I got a lot of blush and I just dab it where you usually put highlighter. And then since this brush is, I think it's synthetic, pretty sure, maybe not, maybe it's a blend, but what it does is it really blends very well. As soon as you press on it, it blends very well. Now this, let's try it. It picked up the product for sure. Let's see. Somehow these brushes are really good for your eyeshadow. Since this is softer, it's gonna give you a softer look with blush. Come on, I'm wasting so much product here. Look at the difference. There's nothing here. Okay, I'm gonna give it a final try with the foundation powder. Let's see if it wants to pick that one up. Where is my foundation powder? Now there it is. Yeah, it did pick up some. Let's really try it here. Here it's gonna be visible. It's doing anything or not. Let's see. Yeah, it did apply it. Okay, let's see. It can cover up some of this. Yeah, it is covering up a bit. Okay, so this one has a use to correct, basically. Let's try highlighter on this brush. Yeah, it's really good for highlighter, but you will be losing product with this one. So, it's actually good for powder, I think. Let me show you the real stuff here. Not even wetting the brush or anything. Just packing it on. Yeah, let me show you on this side. Brows have dried up. Now look at this glow. Can you even see it? Okay, let me just show you a trick here. Because you want your chest to match your face. My chest does not need any foundation, thankfully. So I'm spraying the setting spray on the chest directly. I'm taking my highlighter while it's still wet, packing it on the brush, and on the bones here, and all over your chest actually, you really want to put this highlighter. See how it's shining now? It didn't do that before. Like, this is my natural skin, it does not shine. And there's no sparkles in the highlighter, and it matches my skin tone perfectly, so there's no difference between where there isn't a highlighter, I mean. See? Like, it's not orange, it's not pink, it's not white, it's not yellow, like, it's my skin tone. So this is Miss Mercury, if you're really cool toned. And here, see, look, it really helps. Now on the eyes, I absolutely apply a lot of highlighter because wherever you highlight becomes visibly larger. So again, as I told you, my heart-shaped face, My god, this video is going to be 2 hours long. Now I can highlight a little bit, just the very bridge of my nose, and then take away the excess to really make it very thin in the middle, hopefully straight too, because you don't want the line to go like that, because it will make it look like your nose is really shaped like that. Nose contouring can be very dangerous, so be careful with that. I only have bravery for some highlighter, and maybe if I take with this brush, which is high precision, take a tiny bit of that Haus bronzer, just go underneath a little bit of the bronzer, just this part right here, because you see it's naturally shaped nicely, so you really want to highlight that, and a little bit of blush on the other side of the blush that is clean, blush and brush, okay. Tap off a little, and you see that it's just on tip here and here, right here where you're not supposed to highlight. We're covering up a little bit of that highlighter, see? So it outlines the tip of your nose, and that makes it a little bit more upturned visual. And that's the Marilyn Monroe nose, basically. You're really trying to recreate that. Now your nose might need like some contouring. For example, I have this really small brush that I use for my bronzer, and I outline my lips with it. Yeah, you can see it like that, but obviously blending it out. And you can use the same like pointed brush, and this one is the same from this set, like boar bristles. Not boar bristle, I'm sorry, that's the hairbrush. This is the goat bristle. So I'm gonna link the brushes down below for you. But my personal opinion is that the eye brushes are really good, but the face brushes, they're a bit too soft, too long, and they're just messy. So I just put some of that Miss Mercury highlighter on my fingers, and I'm going to be using this to highlight. I'm warming up the product. It's really helpful in this case. I'm obviously highlighting my brow bone as much as possible because it's hardly even visible on the video. Right here in the Cupid's bow. Obviously my fingers are super clean. Now if you want to make it look as if you're crying, you just put your fingers in it and just do this, like that on your face. That's not what I'm trying to do, but I will kind of put it on my lid here, under my eyes, in the inner corner, to help highlight a little more. This also brings life back to your complexion. Now you see, if I had the super full coverage foundation, there won't be even like this little, see, if I tilt my head like this, you can still see the dark circles. Yeah, so the lip contouring, it's quite simple. You just outline with this brush instead of using a lip liner. It's actually much easier, see? Just not that much. I'm just trying to show you because it's not really showing up on camera. A little bit here, because this is what's gonna make your lips look much larger visibly. Because naturally, if the lips are large and they're like sticking out like that, they create a bit of a shadow when the light is especially falling like straight down on you. So there's this shadow that I'm currently drawing, see? And inevitably it's tricking the eye for you to think that my lip is large, because there's a shadow falling off of it, come on. It must be large, right? Same thing we do with the eyes, like we put a little bit here, and actually this buildable bronzer is the best thing, because you really want to feel where your eye goes inwards and just here, not above it. This really outlines the natural shape of your eye. Hope I'm explaining it well. You do a bit of a shadow like this. I'm prolonging it into here because that's the natural shadow of the long eyelashes that I'm gonna glue on later. And this is really the Marilyn Monroe look. These are the tricks that they used to use with her. I'm not sure about the lip outlining technique like this. I'm not really sure about that. But I'm pretty sure about the eyes, because I saw that in other tutorials about specifically Marilyn Monroe's makeup. I wasn't trying to look like her here, but this is what I'm seeing on the picture personally. So you tell me if that's not a perfect recreation. It was not intentional, by the way. And now you see what's missing: the red lips and the eye makeup. But overall, the face, so I don't think I applied enough bronzer. But I really want to chisel these cheeks out. I'm gonna really use this hard brush. See, it's like really hard. So what you want to use, it has to be rounded, small, and like stiff but soft. That's what you want from the contouring brush. I don't even bother contouring with liquid products usually, even though when I do, it really makes a huge effect. Like, I can be fat, you will still see hollow cheekbones on me if I do that. The best way for me personally is by using a full coverage foundation that is much darker than my own personal skin tone, blending it in with my foundation, obviously using also concealer too, and that overall, then topping it up obviously with the bronzer or whatever, and that overall really shapes the face. But that is a very, very long process, and I'm already like filming this video for more than an hour, and it's crazy. So I just use powders because they work just as fine, just to create a quick illusion. But honestly, on video for photography, you really have to go heavy-handed, because if I were going out right now, I'll be honest, when I'm taking a bit of blush into this brush to really see blend it in nicely, because blush is really useful to blend your contouring into your natural skin tone. See, you can hardly tell. I feel like it's a bit too low on my cheeks right now. I don't know why. It's a bit too low, so I'm just gonna go in with the sponge and just bring it up a little, really erasing. It's too low. With this brush that I usually use it for. Again, this bronzer is very, very buildable. So this is why, like, I'm already seeing a bunch of it in person. I'm not sure if you can see it on camera though. It hardly transfers onto your camera. It's really hard to make a mistake with this thing though. So if you're really trying to chisel out your cheekbones without exaggerating and looking like I don't know what, like hard to describe what, I'm gonna take this brush right here, which is the best. Nothing picks up product better than this brush, and I'll show you. So if you really want to invest in high quality, good makeup brushes, go for the best of the best. Saks Fifth Avenue is perfect, because they will really show you what your products are capable of. Because if you're using, pardon me, but terrible brushes, literally cheapest ones that can't pick up one single little bit of your makeup, of course a little bit of bronzer in here to create like a natural shadow effect right here as well. And what are you doing? Like, you're literally wasting your own money. Wouldn't you rather spend some money once on something good that will make everything else better, or like keep using the wrong brushes with some great products that just end up not working for you? What are you gonna be doing? Before you put on your liquid lipstick, because once that is on, you're not going to be able to do this, because there's going to be your liquid lipstick here covering your natural shape of the lip ever so slightly, overlining it. And this trick helps you not to have to overline your lips too much, because already my natural lips are looking much bigger, especially if I like erase the bronzer from the center of my lips. Look at how much larger they're appearing. Plus I'm not using like any product almost, because you see how small this brush is. Literally I'm just dabbing a little bit and then my thing. I feel like this trick should go viral. I should do a TikTok or something about it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna find the patience for it though. Here you can really outline natural chiseled out shape of your nose. Just a little bit too much. Even do these steps in this makeup that I'm trying to recreate right here. Can't really see. Here I am doing these steps. Whatever, just to make sure to really even it out. Obviously taking a bit of my wet sponge and then a bit of powder on that same wet sponge. Now the highlighter obviously came off because of all of my, I mean it's there, but I applied a lot of blush too, so I rubbed it off. In fact, let's apply enough blush for me to finally stop applying it. The blush, you really want to bring it closer to your under eyes, because that's where we naturally tend to blush. And for camera, I've applied so much blush, like in person you will think that I'm having like some sort of a panic attack with that much blush on my face. But on camera it's so subtle and natural looking, it's crazy, the difference. Let me dim my light a little, maybe you'll see it better. Yeah, now that I dimmed it, maybe you'll see better that I have a lot on. Okay, where is my highlighter? Now highlighter just makes me feel better. See? Look, even if nobody's gonna see it on the camera because there's going to be a wig covering all of this, maybe I should like do something with the wig to make this part visible somehow. Not sure what, but I'll try. Okay, you guys, see my glow here? It's beautiful. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the part 2. It's going to be posted at the same exact time as this part 1, and I'm gonna link it down below for you to access immediately. It's gonna say in the description part 2, and there's going to be the link where I'm going to finish like the eyes and lips. That's all that's left to do. See you soon.